Hi guys, it's Jacob from StringBuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being the music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Clean Bandit featuring Zara Larsson, and that's Symphony, so I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. So going into this track, I must admit I've had my differences with Clean Bandit's music in the past, and that's simply down to the releases being quite unimaginative, especially throughout 2016. But before that, when they broke onto the scene, I thought they were excellent, and they breathed a fresh new approach of pop music back into the charts once again. I just hated this dancehall inspired sound they had throughout the whole of last year, especially with tracks like Rockabye, so I'm hoping for a much better time this time around. So should we see what I thought of this brand new collaboration? Well, I have to admit I think this is the best Clean Bandit track we've had since Rather Be all that time ago. Although it's not as upbeat and up-tempo as many of their dance-orientated tracks, this song actually showcased a higher caliber of songwriting and storytelling. It never felt cheesy, and I think it was performed very well as well. Heck, even Zara Larsson, who has consistently hit our spots for worst track of the month, but she actually sounded stellar on this track, and for the first time ever I actually felt she sounded sincere with her delivery of lines and showcased us, the pipes we thought she had and what people have been talking about but have never really witnessed before, so I think that's a good thing as well. Production wise, sure, the track does have a couple of your overproduced tropes which you'd typically expect to hear from a modern day pop track, but I must admit it's one of the better mixed pop tracks we've had of the last month without a doubt. The organic instrumentation and orchestral instrumentation sounded fantastic, and although it wasn't the predominant focal point for the track, I must admit I like the subtlety and nuance of its texture. It's difficult to take that many organic timbres, tones and just sounds and actually mix it together well, regardless of your stature as a producer, but I think it's been mixed pretty much expertly here. It's thick, it's wholesome, and it covers each end of the stereo field with character and personality very well. I'm also glad that they incorporated their signature keyboard tone / preset, since it just gave the track a really distinct flavour, which is, individualised of the Clean Bandit sound. Zara does sound a little bit too clean on this track, and perhaps the noise gate was a little too severe for me, but for the most part I thought she sounded fairly decent. When it comes to the musicality of this track, I was incredibly impressed by how exploratory the track was, and as a whole how professional it was. Never have I ever heard a Zara Larsson track, let alone a Clean Bandit track, that didn't follow your usual typical nursery rhyme song form, but this track had instrumental sections, varied bridges, transitional changes, and plenty of memorable and significant moments that can keep even the snobby listener pretty much entertained throughout. The vocal performance here is great, and I'm glad that the vocal melody wasn't too self-indulgent. It was catchy while still being powerful and emotive without over-singing. That's a difficult combination to pull off, especially with a singer that perhaps is kind of looked upon in that way critically. I don't know the best way of putting that. I will say that the track didn't perhaps fulfill me as much as I'd wanted it to, since the sum of its parts didn't really equal the outcome. I mean, we get some catchy sequences, intricate transitions, a texture full of gleaming timbres and tones, but for some reason I just felt that it wasn't the type of track that would warrant too many replays, as you sort of get everything the first time around. I don't know whether that is down to me being just the wrong demographic for this type of track, or whether I just can't put my finger on what I don't like about the song. Lyrically, the song is actually pretty darn solid, and I think the performance only helped propel these words even further. It's soppy and cliche, sure, but the language and the ideas do come across as heartfelt, sincere and meaningful, and that's all you can really ask for. So all in all, I'm pretty much shocked by this track, and I didn't really expect to praise it this profoundly. But if Clean Bandit can keep this consistency back up and keep writing tracks that blend electronic music with orchestral music this well, then it's going to keep working for me. So I gave it a G rating of 7 out of 10, which is well above average. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.